Well, hello there, distance learners. Consider the relationship where the input is a written word and the output is the number of vowels in that word. Make a mapping diagram where the input's 5 words of your choice and the output's the number of vowels in that word. 2 is convert that mapping diagram into a set of ordered pairs. 3 is that relationship a function. Why or why not? Remember, guys, Y in yak, yo-yo, and U is a consonant when it makes that y sound. The Y in cryptic, trying, and easy when it goes I, or E, it is a vowel. You might want to pause this because the instructions are about to go away. So go ahead and pause in 3, 2, 1, pause. Well, okie dokie, everybody. Can I get you back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What were 2 of the words that you came up with?
So supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I don't want to write that one again. So, what's another one?
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
I like that better. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that 11 vowels? Is that what you got too?
I actually got 10.
Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think anti-disestablishmentarianism. I think it's 11.
I just miscounted, sorry.
That's okay. That's 11. I mean, if that's the biggest mistake you make, that's pretty good. Awesome. What was another one of your words?
Another one? Okay. The other ones are nothing like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious or anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Wonderful.
But I did put pineapple.
Ooh, pineapple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I love it. Can I get your voices off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Guys, I know it's very exciting, but let's go ahead and settle in. Let's see what we got here. I want 2 words, and I want them from, that's going to be nobody sits at table I, but, nobody sits at table I, but nobody sits, oh, wait, no, there we go. Gavin, what were 2 words you picked?
I picked mind and I.
Mind and I? Oh, my and I. My has 1 vowel. And is that E-Y-E or I? I, as in the person that I am, is also 1. Very good. And I want dos mas. And I would like those from, let's see here, if I can get a little bit of help. Zach, what were 2 words you came up with?
Potato.
And potato.
Potato and steak.
Ooh, yes, please. Now I'm hungry. Potatoes, 1, 2, 3. And steak is 2. Okay. Come on up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So as this is written, guys, is this a function, yes or no? Say it.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Every input has its own output. However, would it be a function if I went through the whole dictionary? I heard, whoa, wait a minute. Careful though, guys. It turns out yes, including Y, as long as we understand that since we're counting vowels, the sometimes Y means it depends on how it's acting, right? If it makes that y sound, it doesn't count. So no matter how many times you write yak, the input of yak will always be 1 for A, because the yak does not count as a vowel. My daughter has a little pretend laptop like you have when you're a baby, you know? And the Y, she used to be obsessed with it because it would go Y, yak. And Autumn would go, yak. Yeah, it was one of those VTEX ones. And one time I went into a snooty coffee shop in Boise, Idaho to visit my parents. And there was a big painting of a yak on the wall. And in front of all these very highfalutin kind of like hipster folks with scarves in the middle of summer, My daughter points to the painting and goes, yak! And all these people looked over at me, and I was like, yak. She's not wrong. All right. Now, do you guys know, and we're recording at the moment, so we can't do last names, but do you guys know Addie? She's in my third period, and she misunderstood the nature of this problem. She understood it like this. She thought that the input was the number of letters in a word, and the output was the number of vowels in that word. So instead of putting anti-disestablishmentarianism in and getting out 11, she would have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 28. So she puts in 28 and gets out 11. Pineapple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gets out 4. My is 2, gets out 1. I is 1, gets out 1. Potato, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get a 3, and steak is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That does say steak. Oops. 3, 4, 5, 5. So I didn't even notice. I thought you guys were just being silly. All right. Now, guys, as this is written, is this a function? I'm hearing no's. I'm hearing yeses. As it is written, is it a function? Yeah, as of right now, this is a function. However, what if I went through the whole dictionary? Talk to each other about why. Teach. Beautiful. That's awesome, Zach. All right. Can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? That was perfect. Zach, you said it beautifully. What did you say?
Like with can and I,
Mhm.
your I, not like I am the
Yeah,
can would be 3, 1, but then I would be 3, 2.
it's true. If you did EYE, like the thing that you see with, that would be 3 turns into 2. But if you did yak, that would be 3, and 3 would turn into 1,
Making this not a function.
making that a non-function. But it is fun to say yak. All right. Will you guys please open up your planners to page 75? Happy International Sweatpants Day. Yay. Meanwhile, everybody, all the distance learners are like, check and check. All right. Also, did you guys know that this is crazy? Canadian senators, so people who are elected into the Senate of Canada, are elected one time. They never run for re-election. And they serve as a senator until they are 75, at which time they are forcibly removed.
That is hilarious. Why 75?
I don't know.
This is a dictatorship.
How many people here, by raise of hand, are fascinated by this and wish to learn more? I'll tell you right now, guys, Canadians aren't interested. Like, I was like, really? And I was like trying to find out more about it. There's very little information about it. Guys, the most important question that I have, are you booted out on your birthday? Or is it the next election cycle? Because if it's your birthday, yeah, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Senator so-and-so. Get out of the building because you are not a senator here anymore. Leave now. Right? Like, yes, you can absolutely take the cake. Happy birthday. We love you. Another thing, here's a crazy thing, guys. Like, you think about it. Like, can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? One of the things that you can see, like, and this is one of the weirdest Wikipedia pages I've ever seen in my entire life, is the entirety of the Canadian Senate and how many days until their forcible retirement. So it has them listed. There's a guy in there who's 36.
Oh, he's good.
I hope you like him. I hope you really like that guy.
Another 30.
What if someone got elected when they were 73?
It's just 2 years.
I just wanted to try it.
It's a dictatorship.
We're going to go Logan and then Arushi.
Oh, what if you want to run when you're 75 or older?
You can't. You can't.
You can win and
However, I will tell you, on that list of forced retirements, I don't know what to make of this. There's one person who's negative 54 days away from their forced retirement, and I'm not sure what that means. Arushi.
Wait, so like at one election, they have the senators
Yeah.
voted and then elected, so they can never run again. But like, does that mean they have their elections like every 75 years?
I don't, well, I guess for that seat, it's like for example, Arushi, if you were of age, and then like, so for example, I think it's at 30 in Canada. If you were 30 and you were like, I'm running to be Utah State Senator, a senator for the state of Utah, and you got elected, it'd be like, okay, Arushi, that is your job until you're 75. And so everyone in Utah wouldn't have anyone to vote for until either you or your other senator, because there's two, right, died or turned 75 or retired.
Does that mean they have like 50 years of gaps before their next senator election?
But it might be, because it might be low. Because what if you elected a 70-year-old? Then it's a 5-year gap.
74 years and 364 days.
I know, yeah. What if you elected a 74-year-old before his right the day before his birthday? Anyway, guys, I could literally talk about this for the rest of the day because I think it is so dang interesting. Guys, I'm dead serious. I might be calling Canada later today. Like, I might be giving them a ring and being like, excuse me, I'm an American citizen and I'm very interested to know about this senatorship. However, guys, that's not what we're talking about. We need to look at our essential questions, guys. Come on up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I encourage you to look this up on your own, guys, because I want to know more about it myself. Andre, what's our first essential question today? Oh, hold on a second, Andre. I'm so sorry. There's people talking over you, which is wicked rude, and I want to hear that. Please go ahead and start over. How can I use tables and graphs to investigate whether a relationship is or is not a function? And then our second essential question, I would like to hear that one come from Philip. What's our second essential question?
Our second essential question, what is the vertical line test and why does it work?
Excellent. Awesome. Line test and how does it work? Now, before you snap your planner shut, I want you guys to know that tomorrow there will be a skill check, okay? Let me explain to you what the levels are. That's going to be it's not too bad. Look at this mapping diagram. Level 1. If the input of this mapping diagram is 2, what is the output?
2.
In this relationship.
Then it would be 1.
It's 1, right? If 2 goes in, 1 comes out. That's what we figured over here. If the input or if the output of this mapping diagram is 2, what could the inputs have been? 5 or 3. That's how you're going to get a 1. For what it's worth, guys, if there's only one answer, like if the output is 11, what was the input, and you want to say 28, you just type 28. If I say, what is the input if the output is 1, and you want to say 3, 2, and 1, you put in parentheses, no commas, 3, 2, 1, and no spaces, excuse me. In parentheses, between commas, no spaces, 3, 2, 1, and I've set it up to take any order. Like 1, 3, 2 is just fine, okay? So, what's that?
Do they have to be in parentheses?
Yes, otherwise I won't take it. It was irking me looking at them without parentheses. That's a level 1. Who here thinks you can get a level 1 on this thing? Who here gets a level 1? Cool. Level 2. you're able to tell whether a set of ordered pairs or a mapping diagram is or is not a function. Can you identify a mapping diagram as a function or a non-function? Here thinks you can handle that. That's a 2. Level 3 is what we're doing today. Level 4 is you're going to read somebody's argument about whether or not a relationship is or isn't a function, and your job's going to be to critique it. That one I'm going to grade by hand. You're going to read the argument, and you're going to say whether the person is right or wrong, and you're going to explain why they're right or why they're wrong. Who thinks you can get a 4 on this thing? I love it. I love it. Very cool. Okay, that was good. I appreciate that attention and work there, guys. I think you absolutely deserve a point for that. Thank you very much. Well done. That being said, without further ado, let's get right to it. Got a pencil? Absolutely. Then today's topic is functions 2. Tables and mapping diagrams. Or sorry, tables and graphs. Yeesh. Make sure I'm recording here. We are. Very good. Okay, fantastic. All right. Well, I mean, start recording and be like, okay, I'll fix it up in post. It is what it is. Yeah, I was doing a recording earlier today, and it didn't work out. All right, so here we go. Folks, a table of values is very similar to what you would imagine. It's the input on the left side and the output on the right side. And already out there, I think some of you know how to take one look at a table and tell me if it's a function or not. How many of us think we know, just without even telling you, just saying, look, inputs on the left, outputs on the right. Talk to your partners. How would you look at a table of values and decide if it was a function or not? Teach. Go ahead and get this down too, yes? Okay, can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Andre, how would you tell if it was a function or not? I'm glad we're talking then. Did anybody think they've got something? Anybody think they got something? Let's go for Kenny. Yeah, if you go down the input value, see if there's any repeats. And if there are, they'd better have the same output. Because if they don't, that ain't a function. Let's take a look at an example. Our input's going to be, and I want you to follow along here, is going to be first name. I'm going to take your first names. And the output is last 3 numbers of your student ID. So I want you to think of your student ID, that's your 9 number, and come up with the last 3 digits of your 9 number. The last 3 numbers of your student number. So, for example, Andre's first name is Andre. Does it have the accent, Andre? I forget.
No, it's just an I.
An I, okay, got it. Andre, what are the last 3 digits of your student ID?
Oh, last. Oh.
Yes, last.
874.
874. This actually happens when you guys are adults. When you like call the bank and you're like, hi, I have some banking business I want to do over the phone. Usually to verify that it's you, they'll ask you for the last 4 digits of your social security number because they don't want you to give the whole thing. And I do the exact same thing when I have to do that. I have to go through the whole thing like da 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 da, and then I can give them that. Right? Yeah. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You can't do anything with the last 3. You can't do anything with the last 3. Let's see what else we got, guys. I want to talk to Philip. Philip, what are the last 3 numbers in your student ID? Indeed not. We know they all start with a 9. So go ahead, Philip. What are the last 3 digits of your student number? I'm so sorry, guys. I can't hear Philip. What is it? 058? 058. Let's do two more. Let's see here. I want to get a little bit of help, and I want it from, that's going to be, let's see here. Gabe, what are the last three of yours? 553. Oops.
555.
This is not a fake phone number. And then last but not least, Jake, what are the last four of you, or last three of yours?
585.
You know, this happened one year, and I was so glad that it did. Where a student was like, I called on two students, like, there's no one in this class named Sarah, but if there was, let's say that she's Sarah, and she actually had the same last three digits as another student. So if that happened, guys, as this is written, is this a function, yes or no?
Yes.
It is. What if I went through the whole class? Would it still be a function?
Yes, actually. 'Cause no one
Talk it out. Teach. What's the input?
The input is their first. Yep, it's not a function. Wait, no. What's the end of your guys' It's not a function. What's the name of your guys? What's the last three digits of your guys' It wouldn't be a function. What? It's not a function. It's not a function.
All right.
Okay, yeah, it's not a function.
Can I get you guys in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Guys, would this be a function if I went through the whole rest of the class?
No.
Why not?
Because
Because Parkers. Because Parkers.
Dang it, Parker, you screwed it up.
No, not at all. Guys, this is fine. It beats what happened. Like, honestly, all the trouble in my last class started because we didn't have a double name in there. So we have one David, and I was like, I know another David, and then I tried to call that David, but as I was calling him, like my computer stuff started freaking out, and like I was watching the video, and I was like, wow, that did not work. So that's why we're making it again, and that's why I'm so glad we have a double name, because yeah, if we put in Parker C, what are the last three of your student number? 141. And Parker L, how about you? 945. Why not? Now, one of the things that I love about what just happened there was that everyone was like, no, it's not going to be a function. And Matvey was like, wait, maybe. And what were you investigating, Matvey?
I was thinking that they might have had the same last three because this Sarah and Philip, I guess.
Yeah. Now, that would be something else, though. If there were two people who were named the same first name, who had the same three last digits of their... Yeah, in the same class and the same last name, I'd be like, I think maybe they are the same person. And I got knocked on the head, and that, like, it's like, hey, I'm like, all right, Andre number 2, I need your help. And it's just like, that's fine, like, whatever. Right? It's like, hey, Arushis, calm down. Like, you guys are both talking in unison. Will you guys please stop spinning? Like, you're making me dizzy. Yeah, that would be bad news. Like if on a recording I was like, hey, would you guys please stop spinning the room? You're making me dizzy. Whump. And then you just hear one voice be like, party time! Anyway, can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Shh. Give me another table of values, x, y. And the x's are going to be -4, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 4. Say that again, Matvey. I love that. Absolutely. Instantly, we recognize that this is going to be a function unless I start adding more to it, because there are no repeats. There's no availability for there to be a function, okay? So you recognize that this is going to be a function, And let's go ahead and tell you what the outputs are. 0, 2, 5, 6, 5, 2, 0. Now, guys, you're still comfortable with the fact that this is a function?
Oh, I know what it is. Wait, what is it then?
Are you guys comfortable with this being a function? Yeah, because it's okay to have multiple inputs, just not multiple outputs. Okay, so here we go. Sorry, wrong other way. I need you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want to give you some time to work on this in the self-assessment. And to do that, we've got to keep going, guys. So make sure you're concentrating, working hard with me. Let's make a quick coordinate plane. It's going to go 4 left, 4 right, 6 up, 1 down.
Wait, is it this
6. Four left, 4 right, 1 down, 6 up. Here, guys, let's focus on other things, because I really do want you to work on your self-assessment instead of talking about these things. I want you guys to focus here with me. Here's what I would like you to do. Will you please convert that table of values into a graph? And then I want you to look at that graph and see if you can figure out if we know the table is a function, so the graph had better be a function too. And I want you to talk about how could you look at a graph directly and decide that it's a function. Talk to your partners and let's see how it goes. Teach! Go ahead and get that on there, right? You're doing so awesome. I want you to keep going. Go ahead and close that up. Get rid of that distraction and do this instead. It's going to be better.
I have all the graph paper. He's too dangerous to be left alone. I'm in danger.
Go ahead, give me a graph for that too. Because I want you to be able to look at the graph and tell me that that's a function. Make that graph for me. Make that graph for me. Go ahead. Let's get that graph going. Coordinate plane 4, 4, 6, 1.
Wait, this is symmetrical. There is no function.
He's gonna give us time to do the self-assessment?
It's a rock.
It depends on you guys, right? If the faster we get this going, the faster we can be finished and get that going. Now that one's more accurate.
It's a rocket ship.
Indeed. All right, guys. Go ahead and get that coordinate plane for me. That's my expectation. Let's make it happen. All right, everybody. Can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? So it looks something like this. And I really like that I saw some of you guys connect these. Kind of like a little space shuttle. I like that. Now, folks, that is a function. Can someone tell me how we could look at that graph and decide that it is a function? Decide that that's a function. Let's go for Aaron. Well, I'd love to hear it, though. Now, that means it's symmetric, right? But it doesn't have to be the same on both sides. Like, if it had done this instead, if it had done this instead, I would have still said that it was a function. Even if instead of going down here, it had gone up there. There's something else we can check. Wonder what that is. Montvei, what's on your mind?
So if there is ever where one x coordinate, i.e. let's say -4.
Sure.
And then it just goes up to, so let's say it's -4, 0, right?
Yes, right here.
And then if there was another point, -4, 2,
Yeah.
then that would be not a function. If an x it has 2 different y coordinates, then it's not a function.
That's exactly right. What he's saying is if you take your x value and find that there are multiple y coordinates for that one x value, it's not a function because your input here would be -2 and your output would be 2. So everything's good to go. Let me show you what that looks like when it's not. Will you guys go ahead and draw a coordinate plane? It doesn't have to be beautiful or big. It just really fast. Doesn't even have to be labeled. I want you to talk, or just think about, I'm going to draw a non-function. What do you expect it to do? Let's see. Watch this. So far, Is that a function or a non-function? What if I did this?
Not a function. Oh. Wow.
Is that a function or is that a non-function?
Not a function.
Okay, who can explain to me why that's a non-function? Why is that a non-function? I love all these hands. Let's see. I don't think I've heard. Oh, no, I did hear from that guy. Oh, yes, of course, C. Elizabeth. I want to talk to. Let's go for Parker C. Yeah. If you have your one input, if you have your one input of say 3, and you check that input, it has multiple outputs, one here and one here. That makes it a non-function. That's what's called the vertical line test. Because if you put a vertical line on there, there are places where I can touch it twice.
Central question was about.
Now, guys, someone might argue, hey, wait a minute, though. Look, I can put it here, and it only touches once.
But if it happens at all.
Yes. One place ruins the whole thing. I saw Logan. I see Philip. Logan.
But on the other one, it comes from one spot top.
That's true, but look, if you move your vertical line there, how many outputs do you get for the input of 0? Just the one, right? See, it still only touches once. That's why it's called the vertical line test, is you can imagine dragging a vertical line, and as long as your vertical line only touches the graph at most one time, then we're good to go on a function. I'll tell you what, guys. I see a lot of questions. I want to answer those after, guys, because I know we only have 8 minutes, but that's enough time to finish your self-assessment, I think. So let's work on your self-assessment. Those of you at home, same story. See what you can do.